Hey everyone, this is Rob,
And Michelle.
and welcome to Bunebape, your weekly podcast and everything you need to know about old school RuneScape.
Meet Merp.
Merp. All right, so this week up on the docket, of course, as always, we got our stuff that we've been up to this week.
Account updates.
Yes, so we'll be going over that, and then we'll be going into some actual updates. We actually have some pretty interesting stuff going on this week. So we have Scurrius and the DT2 combat achievements.
Yeah.
People have been waiting quite some time for that, so obviously it didn't really go well. We'll talk about that. And then we also have the Defender of Varrock and Varlamore rewards. So these are actually pretty exciting because these are the items that are going to be coming out whenever the first part of Varlamore comes out.
Yeah. I think it'll actually be pretty exciting. It sounds like it'll be exciting to me at least. But we
Yeah.
know I'm not necessarily the best judge of character on everything that happens.
No, it looks pretty cool so far. So we're going to be covering that, and then we'll end off with our typical Q&A as long as there is nothing else that comes out tomorrow, but we shall see. And if you want to participate in the Q&A, feel free to do so. We have a question section over on our discord.gg/Bunebape. Feel free to join or ask us on any of our socials, which will be linked down below.
Down in the description.
Yeah, but besides that, before we get into all the cool stuff for this week, Michelle, how's it going?
I'm doing good. If you see me look at my phone on YouTube, it's because I'm trying to look up my Scurrius KC.
Okay.
Oh, cool. I've been only doing Scurrius all week. Only Scurrius. It's been an experience. I have not gotten the pet yet.
Didn't you do some TOB?
No.
Oh,
Not
okay.
since Scurrius came out. It's all I know. I did 1,616 KC so far. I'm at 395 is my rank. It's the best rank I have of anything.
Nice.
Yeah.
You know what
So
they say, you can take the
the
girl
rat out
the
of the
girl
rat.
out of the rat, but you can't take the rat out of the girl.
Exactly. And I need to go take back my little rat baby.
Yep,
They
there you
took it
go.
out of me and that makes sense.
Oh,
I birthed it.
yep, let's we can end
I
that.
birthed the scurry and I need him back.
Yeah, so no pet yet.
No pet yet. It got confirmed as a 1 out of 3,000 drop rate. So it's like very jarring having spent all week here being at 1,600 KC and knowing that if you got the pet right now, you'd still be spooned. It's kind of weird. I don't know how pet hunters handle it. It's very strange.
I mean, at that point, I think you don't even think about it. You just keep doing it.
Yeah. Whenever, like, I'll stop and think about it sometimes, but in general, I kind of just like black out in a way and just do it like all stream. Well, I'm like talking to people, so it's distracting.
She's just like
I'm just like,
mouth foaming on the ground. Wakes up 50
but my hand's
KC
in the
later.
mouse still. It's fine. But yeah, I've literally just been doing that the entire time. I've also started a weird bone staff collection. I think I mentioned last week.
I actually have some news for you.
I saw them the update.
Okay, well, why are we even doing
My stacks
this?
still exist
Oh,
because they're all charged. But I might be getting some money back. That makes it sound weird. You'll see. Anyway, so we've been skilling Scurrius.
you've been skilling Scurrius?
Skilling Scurrius. Yeah,
Just
I'm having some skills up.
pickaxing away at Scurrius.
I wish. No, actually, I have 99 mining. I wish I could runecraft Scurrius.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been getting a lot of combat that I don't need. And then Scurrius.
Yeah, that's it.
So it's been real.
Nice.
But exciting news. We have something that we're gonna be doing every Friday until April.
So all of
Or
February.
until yes, all of March and all of February.
Yes.
Unless we reach the goal. So we're gonna be doing an event called Bunefest. You guys will have no idea what I'm raising money for. No, do you want to tell them?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, no, he doesn't get it. We're gonna raise money for Runefest by doing fun stream shenanigans. So that's starting on February 2nd at 8 o'clock Pacific Standard Time. It's gonna be my normal stream times on Friday. But to make it a bit special, I'm gonna do a cosplay every week, and this week I'm gonna paint myself green as Xanac, which I've done before, but I'm gonna try and do a better job. Last time there were some patchy parts, let's be real.
Yeah, could have
Yeah.
been better.
Could have been better. And then we're also doing a weekly boss bash, which will be a little boss competition. And this week we're going to be doing Chambers of Zarek. So I made a Discord section, like a channel, whatever. So
You should have just done Scurrius.
no, I knew no people wouldn't want to do that. I
Oh,
chose something that I knew people would want to do. We're doing Chambers of Zarek because I know people will join with the Chambers. If I do Scurrius, people will be like, I'm good.
yeah. Well, oh
Because
well.
the prize isn't crazy, but whoever gets the most loot, you have to post screenshots before your loot tracker, they'll win a free bond. And just doing that to bring people to the stream to hang out and just to help me have fun and incentivize the little Bunefest thing more.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you want to see like any of the sub goals and stuff, they're not sub goals, dono goals. Highlights are killing an awakened boss, a 24-hour stream. If we reach our goal is for 5,000 because we were just trying to think the most we'd possibly need to get to England. A lot of people have been asking me why it's 5,000. That was just our quick math. That's probably not very accurate.
No, it's because it's actually
That's how
fairly
much we spent in
accurate.
the Netherlands
Yeah, I was like, I
total.
don't know why you would say that. We went on a trip almost exactly the same details as this trip would be, and it was roughly the same price.
Yeah, but also it's been pointed out to me that maybe I'm not the best at finding deals. But I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, 5,000 is just like how much I think it would cost, and if we reach that as well as going to Runefest, then I'm going to grind Inferno until I get the cape. That's
Yeah,
kind of horrifying.
yeah, it's not that bad.
I hope we get there as well as Runefest, obviously, but now I need my Inferno cape because after talking about how much I love Mitchie Fox's merch forever, they just released a Valentine's like a line, like edition, and someone bought me the pink Zuck shirt off my throne wish list.
Yeah,
Yeah, so now I'm like, oh god, I guess I actually have to try.
just get
I'm
it.
just a fake fan. It's fine. It's
Yeah, just get
whatever.
it. What is it, like 200 bucks?
The fire cape
Oh,
Inferno.
oh, sorry, we don't talk about that.
How is it? 200?
Yeah, it's like 200 bucks.
It's not as much as I'd expect.
Yeah.
Wow. Honestly, if I'm not saying I'm going to do this, if I didn't have a job related to streaming this game and I was good at Inferno, yeah, I would get an extra $200 to give people their cape. Like,
Yeah,
what?
it's funny because someone asked on on the subreddit like a few weeks ago. I remember looking, and they're all like, oh, "Okay, what if you could sell the Inferno cape? Like, how much do you think it would go for?" And
Hypothetically.
or a few people are like, "Yeah, this would go for like 5 mil." Because imagine there's people that can do it in like easily in
No.
under an hour,
Yeah,
fairly reliably, and there's very few things in the game where you can reliably make 5 mil an hour.
true.
So, yeah, there would be so many capes. It would definitely be under 10 mil for sure.
But you think 200 real life dollars?
No, yeah, I've looked that up.
Mm-hmm.
It's $200.
Yeah, I will not fault people who do that because respect, but I think like it probably could sound like I'm lying sometimes when I say stuff like this, but I would never do stuff like that specifically because this is partly my job and if I lose my account, I would be a mess.
Yeah.
It would
And
suck.
it's funny because it's like it's not allowed,
Mm-hmm.
but it's also technically like you're not like trading money. Like the way I've seen people do it is they will like control your account or whatever to
Oh,
do
through
it.
TeamViewer or whatever.
Yeah. But the thing is you don't pay them with money because that's like
Traceable.
not allowed. So you trade them with gold. So you'll just buy $200 worth of gold and then
And
you'll
they
trade
really
them.
trade it?
I don't know. You give them the gold. That's the end of it.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, I don't recommend buying services.
Yeah, it's a good way to get your account banned. I'm just saying I won't judge if you offer the services.
Yeah, do what you got to do.
Should we get into it? The real world trading debacle?
Not really. Oh, that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So there was drama this week.
Yeah, a little bit.
There was a little bit of drama there. He has since specified what he meant, but Mata Isa tweeted stuff in response to people talking about clan bingos and real world trading, which made me scared to use people's gear.
Yeah, so
I don't think the
essentially,
tweets are even up anymore, honestly. I would have deleted them if I were him.
no, I'm not going to look for them. But so essentially, what Aiza was saying was in his tweets to someone, because someone was asking about holding competitions in clans. And so they were clarifying whether you can have GP competitions, like GP rewarded competitions in clans. And Aiza said something along the lines of you can have GP competitions, but if any of the gold that's being traded during these competitions for rewards were gotten through people that have real money traded to get that gold, then it is against TOS and you could possibly get punished for it.
Yes. He specified a little bit more now. I mean, essentially that is it, but he specified more that that would be incredibly rare, that they will flag your account, flag everyone who's interacted with this person, and then look into it and see if there's anything like sus on your account. But a lot of people were like kind of freaked out about it. I'm borrowing someone's Torva, and now I'm like, okay, like I don't know where anyone got their gear and I don't trust anyone. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to use anything.
Yeah. And I think like I mean, I know what he meant, but like the way that he doubled down immediately after and was saying like you need to like police your clans for people that
Yeah.
are participating in real world
I
trading,
think
and
that's an
then
apology. He said that was a joke.
yeah, and then like get rid of them. And it's all like a lot of people are like, how do we know who, who has or hasn't real world traded?
Yeah, I thought that real world trading was something that never happened, and I'm pretty sure like at least one person that I know has gotten like in trouble for it. They said they didn't, but they posted in like a Reddit chat that seemed there's a screenshot that seems like they maybe were real world
Oh yeah,
trading. Do you
yeah.
remember? That
Well,
was weird.
yeah, they bought it.
Yeah, they bought it and they like said they're innocent. So now I'm like, all right, I don't know who to believe. I don't trust anyone. But like, does that mean I could never trade anyone ever again? Like,
Well, I mean, the thing is, you have to think about it. Like, why is there so many bots in this game?
mm-hmm,
Is it just for fun? No, it's because they're actually able to sell the gold to people.
mm-hmm.
So the amount of people that are buying gold increases with the amount of popularity of the game, and the game's popularity has increased over time. So
Yeah,
it's pretty easy math to know that there's definitely a lot of real money traded gold.
yeah. He
So
he did point something out in his little like apology thing,
I haven't
saying
seen it, by the way.
okay, yeah, it was like longer, but he went over every aspect of it, which I thought was nice. I'm glad he did it. I could see I was hoping it was a misunderstanding when I read it, but it did still freak me out, I'm not gonna lie. But he said something about like people pointing out that it's not our job to be like on the lookout for who is and isn't real world trading. Like
Yeah,
we're not the cyber police. It's not our job. We're just playing a game, and if we want to trade our friends, we could trade our friends.
yeah,
And he pointed out, he's like, yeah, no, you guys are right. That's our job. And I was like, okay, cool. He's
yeah.
like, I'm not gonna vet everyone if I want to borrow their gear. Now I just like kind of don't want to borrow people's gear anymore, but
Yeah, I mean,
it's weird.
he's right, but he's
He said
right,
it wrong,
but
maybe.
the fact that he's like essentially the figurehead for a lot of what Jagex says, he can't say blanket statements like that
Yeah.
because like surely there are clans that's like, oh, we know that these five guys that always have money, they real world trade.
Hmm.
Like they're just always like getting new things or like death matching and losing over and over and over and over. It's like surely they're not making like 10 billion GP a week or something
Yeah.
like that. So it's like you know who these people are, so I get what he means by that, but like you can't say that
Yeah.
because then everyone's like, oh, surely I've accidentally traded someone that's real world traded.
No, yeah, it freaked me out. I was like, I used a lot of people's gear. I don't know what anyone does because I literally will tell people when they come to my stream, I don't care if you railroad trade, but do not tell me. I don't want to be involved.
Yeah,
I'm like, that's none of my business. I don't need to know.
yeah. I think that's generally just like the rule of online games is like if you are interested in it, you probably know where to find other people interested in it.
I mean, especially in RuneScape, it's so prevalent, it seems
Yeah.
that I feel like it wouldn't be hard to find.
And then anyone that isn't interested usually either thinks it doesn't exist or just stays away from
That
where
was
they know it is.
that was me. I didn't know it existed for a while, like cape services and stuff. Like I had
Yeah.
no idea that was a thing.
It's in every game ever.
That's funny. I mean,
Literally
it
every
makes
single one.
sense.
Yeah, I mean it even goes back as old as time as like I'll level your account for you for like however much money. And then now, World of Warcraft sells account boosts. Like you can buy a max level character in World of Warcraft.
Really?
It's like $60. And you can buy it from them and they'll fully boost your character and it's legit.
I never did that with RuneScape.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing is, it's gonna happen anyways. It's different for RuneScape because you'd have to like buy skills, I guess, but it's gonna happen. And so I
They made
guess
it legit.
at one point Blizzard's like, all right, well, if this is gonna happen anyways, we might as well, get people to pay for it. And
Yeah. They
it's a
could benefit from it.
yeah. The thing is, they've already been charging for similar services that like are zero actual effort. Like they'll change your character's like server for like $20, even though it costs them $0 to do that.
Naturally.
So even more things, it costs them $0 to level your a character for you. So they just make $60 out of nothing.
That's
So
kind of crazy. I
yeah,
guess they could do it for RuneScape because it's such like a prestige thing, all the capes and stuff. But I actually know like at least one person who They know nothing about railroad trading in this game. They don't know anything about this game, but said that raids look fun. So if they could just buy an account that's already at raids, they'd be down.
Yeah.
And I was like, you can't say that. Actually, that's not allowed in our game.
I mean, it's not allowed to say it. It's just not allowed to do it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that's like a thing that's kind of been like a perpetual thing forever. You know, like the meme, like you got your 16 wives and 45 children, like those types of gamers.
Oh, the ones that don't have time to game.
Yeah, they don't have time to game because they have like 9 wives, 15 jobs, 80 kids, all that type of stuff.
Families to feed.
And it's like they're all like, I have $500 that I could spend if it means I could just be at the point in the game, or I could play with my friends.
I get it, and I don't, because I think that they should do that. But I think just because RuneScape specifically, we have so many like things that are supposed to be like a flex and kind of like showing how much time you've dedicated to it, that it's made it hard. Because normally I'd be like, yeah, just do it. But like I'm just conflicted. And like buying like Grandmaster helms and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's cool, but I don't totally understand the point if you didn't actually do it.
Yeah, that's
Grandmaster helm actually means nothing.
Yeah, buying achievements is always weird, but
like Inferno Cape, at least it is a boost.
Yeah. No, I mean, yeah, that is.
The Grandmaster's just cosmetic. That one's weird.
Yeah, buying achievements is definitely weird, but yeah, I guess it makes sense for all the other stuff. Because, like, imagine if, like, I had been playing, like, where it came from was, like, one, a lot of people say, like, World of Warcraft, for example, doesn't start until you max level. Like once you get to max level, then it's like, oh, now I can start actually playing the game.
I think that people saying stuff like that scares away new players from any game.
Well, yeah, because then
no one's gonna want to play if you're like, you don't really play till you're 1,000 hours in.
Well, yeah, I mean that's like where a lot of the game is focused.
Yeah,
because most players are like, I like doing PvP and I like raiding and I like doing dungeons. All these things you have to be max level to do essentially. So it's like, how can I play with my friends as fast as possible? And so that's why these things exist. So, I mean, it makes sense. And a lot of people have more money than they do time these days. Or as you get older, at least.
Why am I the opposite? I have a lot of free time. No.
Just wait until you get older.
Will that happen? Will I just suddenly start making money?
Just keep getting old. Eventually.
You wake up and be like, oh, I have a lot of extra money.
You're 91, you're like, I have all this money.
$50.
Yeah.
But wait, how was your week? Any game things?
Oh no, I mean we can just skip over that. I didn't do anything. I just played some League of Legends. That was about it.
Okay.
But yeah, we can get into the update. So this includes more stuff that people are outraged over, not just Naiza this week.
He saw the outrage on this one.
A lot of it.
Oh no.
So we have Scurrius and DT2 combat achievements. A lot of people are wondering when the combat achievements were going to come, because it's been quite a few months since DT2 has come out.
I'm really glad they put Scurrius at the same time.
Yeah.
Because I was wondering, like, oh, now we're going to have to wait for Scurrius. Would you mind refreshing the page just so we could double check that there wasn't any random fixes? Because I forgot about that. Because he did see a lot of backlash.
No fixes.
Okay, cool.
Anyways, though, there are a lot of things to go over if we went line by line, but I'm kind of going to just summarize most of it because it's just combat achievements.
Yeah.
So we have Scurrius combat achievements. Pretty cool. Obviously, Varrock Sewer's newest resident has been... Newest. Yeah, so the newest resident has been up for just over a week, and a lot of people have been enjoying it. And again, keep in mind that these combat achievements are for low to mid-level players, so it's only going to be easy and medium tiers, so don't expect anything like elites or grandmasters. And these include killing Scurrius once, killing him with rat bone weaponry, and...
finishing him off with rat bone weaponry.
Okay, in a private instance, and also killing him 10 times, killing him in a private instance without taking damage from certain attacks.
Perfect Scurrius, basically.
Yeah, and also
literally perfect Scurrius.
Killing the 6 giant rats that he spawns in less than 3 seconds.
Which you need the rat bone weaponry to do, by the way.
Yeah.
I got all of those today.
Either way, those are all of them. Not too many, but I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
The main entree of this, if you will, is the DT2 bosses.
The main course is going to be
DT2
bosses.
The main entree. Shall we take turns saying their CAs?
Sure, if you want. A lot of them are pretty much the same in what you'd expect, but yeah, we can.
Yeah. Well, I want people to know because whenever we discuss the discussions that you saw,
Yeah, sure.
So, Vardorvis, starting out with Elite Diaries, we have kill it in 1 minute 15 seconds without a Slayer task, and to kill Vardorvis 1 time. For Master, kill it in 105 without a Slayer task, kill him 50 times, kill him perfectly 5 times without leaving, kill Vardorvis with gear worth 2 million gold or less in total. It's a little
Also,
spicy.
I don't know if they clarified how this is calculated yet. I know people have asked, and apparently it is like not super accurate because people have killed it with just Guthans, which is way less than 2 million GP and it didn't count. So I don't know how it's calculated.
Because they've never done something like this specific before, have they? They've done
No.
the tiers in armor, but not the value.
Yeah, someone showed their inventory with Guthans and it on death the value was 1.2 million and it didn't count. So
Interesting.
I don't know how it's calculated.
Yeah.
They might have specified at this time by the time you're hearing it, but whenever it first came out, they didn't clarify.
Some of those
So
memes are like, I remember back in my day, we didn't have
yeah,
clarification.
I don't know.
For Grandmaster, we have kill Vardorvis in 55 seconds without a Slayer task, kill Awaken Vardorvis, and this one is very specific. Kill Vardorvis after surviving for 3 minutes of Vardorvis's max speed while never leaving the center 25 tiles. That's just like so specific.
Yeah, that's pretty tough. Someone
Yeah.
did make a little diagram. There is
Hyping
a
it with it.
Yeah, there is a single set. So you know how like there's only so many moves that the boss has
Yeah.
per like setup you get, kind of like Zora,
Mm-hmm.
where it's like if you get the C spawn or something, it's like more annoying
Oh,
than the A
yes.
spawn, for
Yeah.
example.
Vardorvis has those.
Yeah.
Oh.
And so there is one where if you're in the middle of tiles, there's like 7 different ones, and one of them you must get hit. So as long as you don't get that one and you get the other like 6 for 3 minutes,
Oh.
then you should be fine. But you have to kind of fish for it.
Interesting. I didn't know that was even a thing.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah.
I was like looking into what it was about.
Dorvis is the one that you saw drama on. Did you want to
No, it was
discuss?
Whisper.
Just kidding. That was a prank.
Well, it was all of them kind of in general, but
Okay.
especially Whisper.
All right. Well, tell us about Whisper.
Yeah, so Whisper, we have the Elite. You have to kill it in 3 minutes without a task.
All the speeds will be without a Slayer task. We could just specify now.
Yeah. And also kill the Whisper once, and kill the Whisper using only the Arceus spellbook.
You
Or
said
WoW,
Arceus?
WoW only. Yeah, what do you say, Arceus?
Yeah.
Whatever. Master, so kill Whisper in 220, which is already pretty fast.
Whisper's a slow boss.
Yeah, also kill it 50 times, and kill it perfectly 5 times without leaving. And finally, the Grandmaster, kill the Whisper in 2 minutes without a task, and kill the Awakened Whisper, and kill the Whisper while spending less than 10 cycles in the pre-Enrage Shadow Realm.
That one was such a sentence. I had to read like 3 times and be like, I think I get it.
Yeah.
I also haven't done Whisper in a second, so there's that.
Yeah, so this was the one that, like, a lot of people were
Not happy about.
not very happy about. So it's like, the thing is, a lot of people were saying that the times for the world record were pretty close to like what the requirement is. I mean, this one is like a few months old, but I think the world record is around like 150.
So 10 seconds off from the GM time.
No, it was 150. I think they've gone it down to like 140-ish,
Okay.
but it's not much faster
Yeah.
than the 2 minute required time.
That's just such a speedrun thing. Is it's so RNG dependent. That's why speedruns kind of frustrate me sometimes.
Yeah.
Like if you don't hit, I think one of them you said if you don't hit the first proc, then you have to leave.
Yeah,
It's
so
like
that's
impossible.
that's essentially what a lot of people were complaining about. I obviously have never done this boss, but a lot, not just one, not just two, 5, or even 10. There were many different threads with many upvotes.
Oh.
In like what's it called, in the comment section, and made separately on the subreddit, talking about how it's not fun having to bolt reset a boss, especially a boss that isn't even a ranged boss to begin with, in order to get the CAs done.
Oh yeah, I guess that you have to do the Ruby proc, yeah.
Yeah, so for anyone that doesn't
Yeah.
know, essentially what you have to do in order to get the speed time on this boss, for Grandmaster especially, is you have to do a Ruby Bolt proc reset. So essentially you walk into the boss, you shoot him with a Ruby Bolt, or with a crossbow and a Ruby Bolt obviously, And if it doesn't proc, you just leave.
You go home, get your spec back up, come back.
Yep, you just leave and come back, and then you try it again, and until it works, and then hopefully you continue to get lucky enough that you get a sub 2 minute kill.
Okay, I never thought I would say this, but isn't that kind of just what speedrunning is? A lot of brute forcing, like restarting stuff over and over.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people weren't saying that that's not what speedrunning is, but the fact that
It's just
the
extra.
time is so fast and you have to do such like annoying, not fun, or unintuitive mechanics in order to achieve it.
Yeah,
Like every other speed mechanic, specifically for raids, are understandable and within a well reasoned amount of time.
sure.
Like you're not doing crazy things in order to get your chamber speed run. It's pretty normal tactics that you
Yeah.
just are performing correctly. Whereas the Grandmaster's kind of weird.
Yeah.
To be fair, someone did point out that a lot of singular boss speed kills kind of are generally just weird and annoying like this.
Yeah, they are.
But I mean, a lot of people were annoyed because there were several people. I mean, I don't know if they were being superfluous or whatever. I don't even think that's the word, but
The extra.
yeah, they were just what's the name? Whenever you someone tell me in the comments whenever you like overinflate numbers.
Exaggerate.
Yeah,
Hyperbole.
hyperbole. There we go. So I don't know if they were being hyperbolic or what, but a lot of people were saying that they had 1,000 or 2,000 KC, and they've only seen sub 2 minutes like a couple times, which is, I mean, I don't know
I
if
mean, they've
that's.
still gotten it without trying.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if that's accurate or
If
what.
they're being dramatic.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So this is the main thing that I saw most people getting upset about. In general, a lot of people weren't happy overall with how fast all of the speed times were, but
Hmm.
specifically Whisper stood out as like something people really hated.
I just want to see, in particular, people who already had the GM task done, like already had the helm, what they think, because they're used to all the crazy times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. But moving on to Leviathan. For Elite, we have kill it in 150, kill it once, and Master, kill Leviathan in 125, kill it 50 times, kill it perfectly 5 times without leaving, kill it without stunning the boss more than once. And for Grandmaster, kill it in 110, kill the Awakened Leviathan, and kill it using only mithril ammunition while having no more than 25 hit points throughout the entire fight.
Yeah, shout out
So
to all the
specific.
hardcores, dude.
Oh my gosh. Who has the Grandmasters in Mutts?
There's well, yeah,
Is there a few?
yeah, there's a couple now. I think
I
two.
wish you
I think there's two.
they got it. If
There,
they could get GM in the
the
first
number
place.
one, the number one died. I don't.
Oh yeah, didn't he die something or like they died something like kind of unfortunate?
Yeah, he died to like AFKing or something like that.
That's
But
so
I think
frustrating.
even with him being dead, now there's two.
Hmm.
I think.
Yeah, I know Mutz at least has it, and probably a couple others.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Also, shout out to Noob Type. Noob
Yeah,
Type was able to achieve 27 awakened Leviathan kills in one run,
on inventory, right?
one inventory.
Jesus, I literally don't understand.
Yeah,
They're a
very,
gamer.
very impressive.
I raided with them once,
Nice.
and I died a lot. We were
Yeah,
trying to get my Zabak transmog, and I felt scared, and I died.
that's good. That's good.
It was cool.
So lastly, we have Duke Suck. Elite.
Look.
The Elite's going to be a minute 45 and killing him once. The Master's going to be a minute 30, killing him 50 times, 5 perfects without leaving, and a perfect without running.
Spicy.
Grandmaster is going to be a minute 20, kill awakened Duke,
Duck,
and
cute.
kill Duke Suck while only attacking the boss on the same tick that the Duke attacks you.
That's gonna be
Interesting.
annoying.
Yeah.
I
Interesting.
wonder how serious the tick thing is because I'm bad at. Whenever I find with doing ticks sometimes, but sometimes I just get so in my head I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
Let's see.
So hopefully you guys like those. Let us know what you think about the CA times specifically. Whether you think it's too strict or maybe not strict enough. If you're
Yeah.
just a real edge lord, who knows?
I don't know about the time, but I kind of like the unique ones. Like
Yeah, I thought those were
the
cool.
Grandmaster ones, they seem very challenging. I feel like I'll have a hard time for them, but they sound like interesting and unique.
Yeah.
And so I'm kind of excited to
I
try
feel like
this.
it's probably kind of hard to come up with them, but I feel like
Yeah.
I wish there were more. and less of the, oh, kill him
And this time, this many you
this
get to see.
time. Like, I'm like, all right, who
Give
cares?
us some crazy stuff.
Yeah,
What was the
like, do
salamander
something
bowling?
that's like interesting. I think that's like one of the main complaints is like this isn't really an achievement. This is just like how many times can you like bang your head against this boss until you get lucky?
Yeah. And
Because
those
that's all it
you
is.
still have a couple that are more like doing something in such a weird way, but doing
Yeah.
it successfully. Because those ones are always like really, they're kind of fun to try. They can be frustrating, of course, but they're very satisfying to
Yeah.
complete.
Like punching Vorkath was interesting, but
So I
like
need to go back and actually do that one.
but it's like, oh, I didn't do anything wrong. I just didn't get bolt procs. I guess I
That's
just will
frustrating.
not get the CA right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, let us know what you think. Overall, there is nine.
For each kind.
Yeah, 9 achievements for each boss, so 36 total. So hopefully that'll sate the grandmasters for now.
I need to go do some because well, actually, never mind. I'm only doing Scurrius until Bunefest on Friday.
Yep.
But man, I like CAs and I want to finish all the elite ones again because it looked very satisfying when it was all green.
Speaking of scaries, though, we have some
Oh, yes,
updates.
some other small changes. So Scurrius now drops medium clues at a rate of 1 out of 25 for MVPs. And you can stay there for a long time, so that's actually like really nice.
Yeah, he's actually probably a really good source for mediums
Yeah,
now.
especially if you don't want to spend money on eclectics, like that's great. Ratbone weaponry can now be used against dummies in the POH. Players now have the option to uncharge the bone staff. So
There
that's
you
what
go.
Rob was talking about
Yeah,
earlier.
you can get all your chaos runes
I
back.
could get them all back. I wasted millions for the memes. I could get it back. But I think I'm just going to honestly see how many staffs I need to make until I get the pet, and then I'll uncharge them all.
All right.
Why not? It's corrected some spelling mistakes around Scurrius's lair.
You skipped the part.
Scurrius and rats in the Scurrius encounter now count towards Slayer rat task. I skipped that reading earlier too. Oh, that's good. Okay, whenever they said that Scurrius didn't count towards Slayer task, I'm like, oh, that makes literally no sense at all. Why would that not count for Slayer? So that's huge.
Yeah, and some players were wondering why this next line was included. Apparently, it had some workaround for real world trading, so players are now limited to purchasing 3 membership passcodes with bonds per week. Somehow, people were able to like buy the bond codes and then sell the bond codes for money.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. Also, pets are now less likely to get stuck when leaving random areas. And also gargoyles and the big desert lizards, the biggest desert lizards, now have slightly larger aggression radii. Also, someone in the comments did mention that they wished that like Kuroths and Tarasks had bigger aggression radius, and I agree.
Maybe it's something I get eventually. The gargoyles I've noticed many times.
Oh,
Is that
yeah, for
you try
sure.
to AFK and you come back after like going in a snack and you just haven't been attacking the entire
Yeah.
time.
In conversely, skeletal wyverns now have a lower aggression radius.
They see you from across the room, lock eyes, and attack.
Yeah,
Scary.
not anymore.
The Granite Mole special attack animation now takes priority over the animations for the Fang when the two are performed in quick succession. Thralls can now route find towards a target NPC from further away. If you don't know, Thralls are notoriously bad for their pathing.
Yeah, people were excited about this.
Yeah, this is really good. And the God War Dungeon KC display now switches between red and blue to indicate whether players have enough kills to enter the boss rooms. That's like a very small quality of life I'm happy about because I frequently have to Google and be like, wait, how many KC do I need for the Elite Diaries or Elite Achievements again? Because I forget if it's 35 or 30. Right now, I don't even remember.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
it changes
like,
depending
Googling.
on your
On your
requirements.
tier.
Also, 1 defense peers for PvP arena, and we can move into something that's actually really exciting.
It's exciting too.
No, I'm just saying this is also really
okay.
exciting.
So moving on to Defender, Varrock, Varlamore rewards, and more.
Yeah, the zombie X.
Spoiler. With the Winter Summit Gigapoll over, it's time to start thinking about how we'll implement some of the content you voted for. So in the cases of Defender, Varrock, and Varlamore Part 1, we have some shiny rewards to show you, and we're very keen to hear your thoughts who are moving forward. So with that, we are starting a new poll.
Wow.
Yeah, back-to-back polls.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah.
Surely they'll keep it up.
Well, okay. I mean, it's still related to the past poll too, but
Yeah. And if the Defender of Varrock stuff sounds familiar, it's because we talked about it last week when they first introduced it, but these are more of the rewards than just whatever we mentioned last time.
I don't think we even mentioned rewards last time because there was so much stuff that we were like low-key glazing over quite a lot.
Glazing over.
Right? That's what I'm saying.
Glossing over.
Oh, glossing over.
But we did mention the Zombie X previously.
Did? Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Spoiler alert, we're about to talk about the Zombie X.
Yes.
Okay, you want to say?
Yeah, so we have the Defender of Varrock, and like I said, last time we talked about the Zombie X, but it's back yet again. So this is a classic quest, and it unlocks an area from which you can obtain the Zombie X. It doesn't come directly from the quest. It comes from a mob
Yeah.
that's unlocked with the quest.
Because I remember saying it's kind of like the Warp Scepter, it sounds like.
Yeah,
Killing
maybe.
a mob after a quest.
I don't recall. But anyways, it is a 65 attack axe, and it's really annoying. Someone did mention this in the comments, and I think I've mentioned this on previous podcasts. They never say whether the item is one or two-handed. And I remember this being a big problem for me with the Fang, because they never mentioned with the Fang whether it was one or two-handed until it was like tested.
Did they mention it anywhere in here?
No, look at it, like you can't tell.
I don't know. I was going to say scroll down. Maybe it does say. They actually messed up whenever they said before, and it did not say 65 attack, I guess, but they fixed that.
Yeah, it's no, they never say. I think one of the mods, Sarni, I think it was, confirmed it was one-handed.
Yeah.
The zombie axe.
They don't include it on the like the little stat info, which is kind of weird.
So there's no special attack or effect or anything like that. It is just a very strong one-handed axe. So it is actually the strongest one-handed axe in the game, if it gets put into the game. And it is, like I said, 65 requirement with a little over 100 slash and 90 crush. So it's actually pretty good for both of those, and 107 melee strength with 5 attack rate.
Because I cannot imagine just a regular looking axe being this boosted.
Yeah. It is, I think they're trying to bridge the gap in between the...
Oh, they said dragon weaponry and the whip.
Yeah, pretty much the D-Simi and the whip. And it is better than like the leaf-bladed battle axe. It's better than like most one-handers. It's actually really good, especially for like crush bonus type stuff. Anyways, though, there was like you said, an error in the original stat block, but it has been updated. And they'd also like to clarify that it is not, again, like we said earlier, a direct reward. You have to kill the zombies. Like they're like boosted zombies in this quest.
I can't wait to see afterwards someone on Reddit who's going like, for some reason, 10 times the drop rate for no reason.
Yeah.
It always happens.
Yeah. Originally, also, the crush bonus was 100. So it just straight up was better than the Hosta. Honestly, it really seems like with a lot of the new items, they're really making the Hosta or spear type weapons like completely obsolete.
Yeah, which means that there'd be no reason to go from the Galwar dungeon, so you can't really do that.
I mean, yeah.
But yeah, that's why they nerfed it, so it's down to 90 now. Specifically because of that, right?
Yeah, exactly. And that's also, I mean, one of the big problems with the Fang when it originally came out is it completely replaced the Dragon Hunter Lance.
Yeah.
So kind of a weird spot for a lot of one-handed weapons. Anyways, it will be dropped broken, though. You can trade it broken or repaired either way, but if you are an Iron Man, it drops broken, and you have to have 70 smithing in order to repair it. There's no buyout option available.
Interesting.
Yes. Also, with these changes in place, the Zombie Axe will sit as a nice upgrade for dragon weaponry. And before moving on to the Abbey Whip, this is really only a thing that Iron Man will probably use.
Actually, used it early in the game before I could afford a whip.
Yeah, I guess so. But I think if you're going to try that hard, you're probably just going to go Obsidian until you can afford a whip.
It never occurred to me to get Obsidian for a very long time.
Especially,
it's really weird.
The thing is, if you go full Obsidian with full armor, it increases the damage. And then especially if you go Berserker's Necklace.
True, and get the one weapon, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's really not that big a difference, especially if you like are training combat actively. You'll just be at a whip in no time. But I guess it's an option.
Yeah.
Anyways, question number 1 is, should the Zombie Axe exist? It's mid-level obtainable for players after the quest, Defender of Varrock.
Cool. Next up, moving on to Fortis Coliseum. We are going to be discussing Echo Crystals.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Echo Crystals are an upgrade that will give something to be determined powerful area of effect recoil damage and a 3x3 square around the wearer. The upgraded item will require charging, and when you're out of these crystals, you have to go back to the Coliseum for more. Following the feedback, we are also going to be giving these +2 prayer bonus. So if you'll remember, they originally pitched the Echo Crystals as going with the Guardian boots, and people were like, "That's weird. Give it to a shield." So they were gonna give it to the Tox Quetzil, the Odium Ward, and the Malediction Ward. But now people are like, "No, I liked the boots." So we are having one final face-off. Will this go with the boots or the shields? If you want your decision to be involved, go vote right now.
Yeah, so they're saying
I
that
kind of liked it with the boots, honestly.
one of the main reasons is because they felt like their previous question asking about whether they want it with shields, a lot of people interpreted that as
People
having
try to be
it
both.
with both.
Oh no.
Um,
They've specified in the blogs. Well, obviously don't read the blogs.
yeah, and also if you are wondering if this sounds familiar, both the boots and the shields passed with over 70%.
Yeah. So now this is the final.
So this is, yeah.
Doesn't this reminds me of what they should have done
Oh,
for
yeah.
the top two skills.
Yeah, I thought about that too.
Immediately, I was like, why didn't we get a battle for one of the new skills?
Yeah,
But okay.
something much more important.
No, this is more important than a new skill. Is the boots or
Yeah.
shield?
Honestly, I didn't think about it until I was reading more about some people were discussing it this morning while I was like in the gym, just kind of like hanging out,
Yeah.
riding a bike, and I was like reading through it, and I was like, oh, this makes a lot of sense because someone brought up the fact that like this would be good on shields if it was any other shields except for the ones that they listed.
Well, because like the Tox one and stuff, like you don't use that after unless you're using full obsidian and stuff, right?
Yeah, I guess so. It's very all of these are mid-level shields, which is the
Yeah.
problem. The thing is, boots are really underwhelming, so it doesn't take a lot to make one better than the other. Like this would just make Guardian boots competitive at least, if not just best in slot for a lot of the boots. And no one is going to use the shields.
I think that boots. I know people didn't think that it fit thematically, but I always thought that boots kind of fit thematically because I imagine it would be like kind of a fun thing. Like the effect would be like kind of like you're stomping and it like shakes the ground or something and like messes with them. Obviously,
Yeah.
they wouldn't show that, but like maybe that's how it worked. I like the boots more personally.
Yeah, and also the fact that like if you're talking about shields, I mean
Everyone could be using a defender.
the Totskit
Too.
Zill is like when you compare it to yeah, like the Defender or the Avernic, then it's like it's not even in the same realm of
Yeah.
damage.
Boots are not as big of a deal. They don't do too much of a difference. Like I'll go and run raids and I don't bring boot switches for
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
So I think I prefer boots personally, but at the same time I probably won't actually be wearing this, so I'm not going to vote on this.
Yeah.
I don't want to influence, how it goes if I'm not going to benefit from it.
Yeah, but someone made a good point. And they're all like, it would have been like a lot more compelling if these were able to be used on an Elysian or on a DFS, because those are pretty close to being as useful as a defender, if not more in certain situations. Then this would like kind of make it so it's like a real decision on which you want to bring.
I think that shields could still potentially win just because people are like, boots sounds weird.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. What would you prefer than the boots?
Oh,
Yeah.
after reading that, I mean, I was already leaning towards the boots, but I've never used any of these items besides. Actually, I don't think I've ever used any of these items legitimately on my main account, but
I've never used the wards for sure. I think I've used the boots because they're the ones that give you prayer, right?
yeah,
I've used them to get prayer.
I think I might have accidentally used a ward and then forgot why I used the Dragonfire Shield when at like Vorkath and just immediately die because it's Vorkath.
I used to use the Odium ward all the time, actually. I forgot.
That's weird.
I'm pretty sure that was it.
It's the
The-
ranged one,
What color is it? Red?
green.
Oh, I used the red one.
The red one's Tuxkit. Or
Oh,
yeah,
well, I used the
Tuxkit.
Tox Quetzil then. Never mind. Why does that have such a different name, but they look kind of similar, no?
They all look similar. I
Yeah,
mean,
it's just that's confused me. Oh, yeah, because it's blue.
the
green,
Odium's
purple.
green, the Malediction's blue,
Yeah.
and then the Tuskit's red.
I use the melee one all the time.
Yeah, I think that's what everyone would use before you get
Defender.
the Defender.
Yeah, exactly.
As soon as you get the Defender, you never see it again.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
But that's the question: boots, shield, or skip.
I'll skip.
Next, we have Perilous Moons. So a lot of people were like not a lot of people, I guess, but some people were confused about this because it is a new weapon. A lot of people were like, "Oh, I thought we weren't gonna get the offhand weapon. So this is not the offhand weapon.
Oh, that people thought would be like the Avernic Defender thing,
The
basically.
bladed whatever.
Yeah.
This is a completely different weapon.
Okay.
It is a very low level weapon, but yeah, completely different. So either way, time to calm down and relax with a relaxing trip to the depths of Cam Torum to explore the Perilous Moons dungeon. In this new area, you'll not only have access to the 3 new bosses, of course, that we've mentioned a million times, but also rooms where you can explore and gather resources. In one of these rooms, you'll find a brand new beastie, which you can actually even be given as a Slayer task.
When I read this, I thought it said bestie, and I was really confused. I was like, I am
Yeah,
just gonna kill it
your best friend, you're just going to stab it.
and over on the slave task.
Like most of the creatures you encounter on your adventures, it has shiny drops. So this includes the sulfur blades.
Okay.
So this is actually interesting because it not only has, an interesting effect for the blades, but also an interesting effect for Torag's hammers.
Yes.
Yeah, weird.
Which we'll talk about in a sec.
So these unique dual wield weapons gives you 2 hit splats instead of 1. But don't worry, the DPS is calculated normally. Double hitting weapons are going to be useful in Perilous Moons. I don't know what that means, but apparently it will be. So we thought that we'd throw another one into the mix, and this one focuses on the slash combat style.
I mean, I'm imagining something kind of cool in my mind.
Yeah, so essentially, they also detailed, I don't know if they detailed here or, oh, they do. Okay, so they have a little blurb talking about, for anyone wondering how the hit splats will be calculated. So essentially, if you miss, then you hit 2 zeros, pretty simple. But if you're successful, then you'll roll 2 separate damage numbers. Let's say your max hit is like a 20, then you'll roll 2 hits between 1 and 10.
Yeah, so you're doing the same amount of damage, it just looks more fun.
Yeah. I guess so. I mean, not really because it's 2 rolls. Like maybe technically it's like a different damage.
It
but
says if the division is unequal, then one of the rolls gets a +1. So example, if your max hit is 17, you'll have a max hit of 8 and 9.
no,
So
that's
it's just, like,
saying
totally-
like if you get a 17, because half of 17 is obviously not
Yeah.
8.
Yeah.
So that's what they mean for that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But
No, but yeah. So I don't know. I'm slightly concerned with how the math will work out because I think if someone does the math before they change it and then after they change it, it'll certainly be different. I just don't know if it'll be good or bad.
I don't know how it works, but I know that does look more satisfying to have 2 hit splats, so.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were excited about that.
Yeah. So, question 3 is, should we introduce the Sulfur Blades to Perilous Moons? 2-handed slash weapon will drop from a new Slayer monster found in the dungeon. And because of this is kind of what we were talking about. They move on to talking, or did you want to go over the stats? I'm sorry. I skipped it.
Honestly, it's not really much to talk about. It's
55 attack.
55 attack, so fairly low level. 72 slash with 64 combat or 64 melee strength and a regular 4 attack speed. So really nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
It's something you'll probably progress past very soon. But if you are like an Iron Man and you get them early, then maybe it'll help you with Perilous Moons because they say that apparently it'll be good.
Good, yeah.
But we'll see.
But yeah, because of this, they got to thinking about Torag's hammers, which are another 2 weapons.
Yeah,
How do you even say it? How do you even word that?
It's a dual wielded weapon.
Oh, a dual wielded weapon.
Dual wielded.
So, they're just saying that these can maybe use a little bit TLC. To bring them in line with our other dual wield offerings, we want to give the Torag's hammers, 2 hit splats instead of just 1. Again, although you'll get double the hit splats, it will not change your potential DPS or max hit with these iconic weapons. It just makes it feel a lot cooler. So this one, they are literally just splitting your total into 2 hit splats.
Well, that's what they're doing with the other one.
Yeah. So question 14 is, should we change it to have 2 hit splats instead of 1? It will not change your DPS. It will not change your max hit.
Yeah, I was hoping.
Just something cool.
I'm sure other people were too. I was hoping that they're gonna like give Torag's hammers a special effect. For anyone that doesn't know, Torag's hammers are the only weapons of the Barrows brothers that don't have a special effect.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Guthin's life steals.
Well, I just didn't know that Torag's didn't have anything. I don't think I've ever used them.
Yeah, Varrock's hits through prayer. Darrock, obviously. Aram's, I guess.
I don't know if Arams has one or not.
Yeah, that's the only mage one though. And then you have Carol's, which drains your run energy or something like that. Like it drains your agility level, I
I
think it is.
only ever use Guthins and Varrocks, and I
Yeah.
don't know what any of the other ones do.
Yeah, well, yeah, this is the only one I think maybe besides Carol that has like no thing to it.
Maybe. I mean, if they're talking about it, maybe they'll do a little bit more later.
Yeah, that's interesting. Also, it's like cool thematically, but I mean, if anyone's thinking that you're gonna get Torag's hammers and then come over to do Perilous Moons, I don't think it's really gonna like work like that. Mostly because Barrows is a thing you do after Perilous Moons, so to go back and do it would be like a
Um,
completionist thing. I think.
I don't know.
I think they're just doing it for flavor.
Maybe.
Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
Anyways, we have Guthix Sleeps Rewards. This is actually really cool because there's some very interesting questions here.
Yeah, I actually answered them all.
Yeah. So I'd recommend going to these notes. Like always, we'll have these linked down below because there is a survey linked into the news post that you have to answer, like embedded, how they've done in the recent past.
Still love that they've been doing that.
Yeah, and this one is a little bit more comprehensive than other embedded surveys we've had recently. Anyways, though, in our last poll, we asked opinion questions on whether you'd like to see the D claws moved from chambers or into tormented demons or whatever. And they say that we first raised this question in the Winter Summit, but we wanted to affirm the community felt the same before moving forward. And although the poll results didn't really give us the consensus we needed, it indicated that you guys are excited to see the tormented demons and unique drops coming from the tormented demons. So with that being said, they are leaving the D claws in chambers.
Good, because over time, I didn't vote on that because I didn't think I cared, but over time I've decided I do care and I do not want them removed from chambers.
Yeah,
Because it feels weird.
that's what I thought as well.
Yeah.
So with that being said, something that gives Wild Guthix Sleeps its own old school flavor
We added
is
instead.
what they're hoping to be adding to the tormented demons. So they want to do that without disrupting the placement and the price of the claws and stuff like that. So they still have more to share soon, but they just so you know, don't expect claws from tormented demons.
Yeah, I'm okay with it. I saw a lot of people pointing out too, like on my stream, that we don't need another grind like the Dragon Warhammer. Nobody likes that grind.
Yeah. And they did preface this next part by saying that this is opinion based and not binding in any way. That being said, I wouldn't trust anything Jagex says as far as surveys go. So just essentially think of this as a poll vote
Trust no one.
because this next part is the survey.
Yes.
So this week we want to know your thoughts about god alignments. And this is the stuff that we talked about before. So for instance, let's say you please Zamorak in some way, then you can use
This is like a euphemism.
no. Then you unlock the Zamorak
Special prayers.
Yeah, 4 additional Zamorak specific prayers, or in this case, Guthix prayers that'll be specific to once you've unlocked them. So this is expanding upon that. So this is, of course, like I just said, going to be a reward from Wild Guthix Sleeps added to your prayer book, and it's going to be specific to the god. And we greenlit the concept already, so that's why we're still talking about it. So now that we're moving on to the community consultation phase, we want to know how you think we should approach god alignment prayers as a whole, with a special focus on the rites of balance. So this is a big addition to the game. That's why they have this little like
survey Should we go through
thing.
some of the questions?
Yeah.
Some of them are interesting. So they ask like what kind of account you have, what's your total level, what do you usually participate in, before we get a little spicier, I'd say. They also ask how you play, how you heard about the game, how you heard about this update, etc., etc. This is a 2-page one, and on the second one we get into it. So again, this survey is not binding, blah blah blah.
Sure.
How do you think we should approach the design of god alignments? This includes requirements, number pairs, and more. So each god alignment should have exactly the same approach. The approach should differ slightly with each god alignment, or every god alignment should be approached very differently. I personally chose that they should differ slightly because I want them to like lore-wise be different, but
Yeah.
I don't want them to be radically different.
Sure.
What do you think?
I think they should all generally be the same.
Okay. That's why I chose that they differ slightly. I want them to be similar, but I don't want one to be a harder grind. I just want the stories to be different leading up to them, I guess.
Yeah, as far as like unlock requirements, I think they should. I've
same.
seen a lot of people, obviously talking about this on the subreddit, and I kind of am in the boat of like all of these should at least be blocked behind a Grandmaster quest. I
Which we
mean,
kind of get to actually talking about that too.
yeah, like it just seems appropriate. Like if you're gonna unlock a Saren based one, you should have done the storyline
Leos.
that includes Saren.
Agree
It just
100%.
it just makes sense.
Yeah.
As far as like numbers of prayers, it should be four for all of them. It makes it easier to balance, and
You're skipping
also
questions, Robert. This question only.
this is the only look. It says includes number of prayers. This is the question.
Oh. Well, I think they asked more specifically the number of prayers later.
Okay.
So I was like, why are you skipping?
No, and also they say more, and so I think with that, like I think all the prayers should generally be kind of weighted equal. Like if they do like a for instance, I haven't looked at them. I actually don't even know what the Guthix ones were theorized to be. But if for instance they did like a offensive, defensive, utility, and then something else, it should kind of be that for all of them, just so that it's a real decision
Equal.
to like be like, oh, do I want this one that gives me like this really good quality of life thing, or this really good utility thing, or do I want to be more defensive? Then I'll
Yeah.
pick this one.
Not like one of them is chivalry and then one of them is piety.
Yeah, I don't want it to be like, oh, do I want to do utility? Then I'll do Guthix because they have four utility ones.
Yeah.
What
Make us choose a little bit.
that would be kind of cool, but it's kind of like default. Like it's like,
Yes.
oh, I want to do utility. I will be required to use the Guthix one. Like I don't
Yeah.
want it to be like that.
Next question. I feel like I said that loud. Should all prayers in a god alignment be unlocked automatically, or should they require additional unlock requirements such as prayer scrolls from other content? So, unlocked all at once, additional requirements for some of them, additional requirements for most of them, or I don't have a preference.
What do you think?
I said additional requirements for some prayers because I was thinking maybe if it is four, we could get 2 utility auto unlocked and then like 2 combat related ones that you have to like, I don't know what, but you have to do something to get them.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah, I am like I'm to be fair, I'm most on board with just unlocking all of them immediately just
Okay.
because grandmasters have a high requirement to begin with.
True.
That being said, I would be second most on board with like the fourth one being hidden behind a scroll or something where it's like you do the 3, you've done the Siren quest, but maybe there's like they're like you get this fourth one as a rare drop from like if
Some new boss from the quest.
yeah, we can pretend gauntlet, but like a gauntlet equivalent type
Yeah.
of something that's in that area.
Okay.
So like maybe there's like an additional mini quest inside of Tyrannwyn, and then you had to go do that, and that would unlock the fourth one. Or I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
But
I like that.
yeah, the fourth one I guess I'd be fine with, but yeah, I think there's just already pretty high requirements. So
Yeah. Well, maybe there wouldn't be high requirements because the next question is why I was like, what are you answering this for? How do you think a god alignment should be unlocked? So, quest, which kind of like you were saying, Grandmaster.
yeah,
PVM bossing, kind of like Hydra Serb. PVM raids. PVM standard mobs, think like Slayer task mobs. Skilling or mini games. I said quest.
I like how they didn't say PvP.
No, PvP's not an option. They have an other section, but why would you get a new god alignment thing? I mean,
Yeah.
maybe a Zamrock one or something.
Yeah, maybe.
I think I said quest, or I'm down for it being from bossing.
Yeah,
Because all these are multiple choice. Or not all of them, but some of them are multiple choice on the survey, by the way.
yeah.
You seem like you like quest because you kept mentioning quest.
Quest makes by far the most sense to me.
I agree.
One, they already have built-in requirements, so it's like you can't really cheese getting it.
True.
Like you could easily somehow, I'm sure, have your homie take you through like all of the raids, and then you'd have it unlocked at like I don't know what level.
Yeah.
But quest, you know what to expect, and also it makes it more accessible. I know
Yeah.
there's people that play for 20 years and just don't boss. They just aren't
Yes.
good at it. They've accepted they're not
Or
good at
don't
it.
like it even. Some people just don't like bossing.
Usually both. Like
Yeah.
if they're like, I played for 12 years, I haven't gotten a fire cape because I don't like it. You
Yeah.
know,
Fair.
that shouldn't cut you off from like a significant part of the game.
But it's funny because a lot of people hate questing.
Yeah,
But people.
but
I
it's
feel-
doable.
I was gonna say, I feel like people understand, even if they hate questing, I need to do this quest to access what I want to do, and they'll do it.
Yeah, the thing is like people that hate questing still will do it.
Yeah, people,
People that
bossing
hate
won't.
bossing will just avoid it.
Exactly. How many prayers do you think should be included in God alignment? And this goes 1 through 5. I think I said 3 or 4.
Yeah,
I don't know if
think
it should
four.
be too much.
Yeah.
Because there is a lot of gods in this game. Like, we're thinking of the main ones, but there's a question later where they list all the different gods, and you realize, oh my god, there's a lot of gods in this game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it should be 3 or 4, probably 4 just so it
More
looks
even.
better,
They look cleaner.
honestly. Yeah, because it's just, another row of prayers essentially.
True.
But yeah, just 4. I don't think any more than that.
Mm-hmm. Should God alignment prayers be new prayers, or should they replace current ones? So, new prayers, replace the current, or a mixture of new replacements. I personally think I like a mixture of new and replacements because
Yeah,
some of the old ones no one really uses.
I agree.
Yeah, so I think that'd be fun to revitalize a few of them and then get some new spicy ones in too.
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah.
Like you can like revamp old ones, like the strength only one. Like you could be like, oh, this one gives you like 30% strength, but that's all it gives you, and you can't have like a piety active or anything like that. So it's like, good, but it might not be better than piety because that gives you accuracy and defense. So
It's kind of like the ruinous powers. I want to have a little bit of give and take, having a little bit of decision making to do.
yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Or like maybe it's an interesting overhead, but you can't use overhead. So it's like, do you want to take
Yeah,
more damage, or do you want to get this interesting thing that like maybe heals you or something like that?
true. Next question. Which gods do you feel have all the prerequisites currently in game to unlock an alignment? I'm going to list quite a few here. So, Armadil, Saren, Saradomin, Zeros, Zamorak, Bandos, Tumakin, and V. I don't even know who V is.
You don't know who V is?
Who's V?
Wow.
I know there's like a shield with a V on it.
Sheesh.
Is that related?
All right, guys.
I think I only answered Saren for this. And Gothic. Or no, Gothic's wasn't even an option. I think I just answered Saren because we already have Song of the Elves, but the other ones, I was like, honestly, I feel like they could have, unless I'm forgetting some quests, which I totally could, I feel like they could have like a bigger quest for each that would reward it.
Yeah.
Saren already has Song of the Elves, so I feel confident about that one.
Yeah, I would agree with Saren. None of the gods.
None of the God War Dungeon.
Yeah, none of the God Wars.
Maybe Tumakin. Maybe.
Yeah, I was gonna say Saren and Tumakin just because I haven't done it, but from what I've seen, the quest for TOA is difficult.
It is, yeah.
That
It's a
being
master, right? Or was it just a master?
I don't think it was a Grandmaster. I
I
think
can't remember.
DT2 was, but
DT2 was for sure.
not the TOA one.
I'm not confident.
Yeah. I think it's just a master. Either
Yeah.
way, I think that is the next closest. I still don't think it's as hard as whenever you reach Saren in a regular account. I still think the Tumakin quest line is easier.
Yeah.
Like chances are a normal player would probably reset on Saren, 5 to 10 times, whereas you're probably not doing that in Tumakin.
Yeah. I mean, well, there's a reason that TOA is like the most accessible raid.
Yeah, like it
Because
might
you get
take
the
you
keys.
1 to 5. And maybe.
Depends on the person, too.
Yeah, obviously. I'm just saying probably average if I had to guess.
I was thinking storyline wise, Saren's the only one that I feel or I don't remember how TOA ended right now. I can't think. But Saren's the only one that, like, we literally defeat this god. Her storyline is done. I feel like we unlocked her prayers.
Yeah.
Tumakin, I'm less sure, unless, like, they made it, like, a prayer drop at, like, the raid. But that would be kind of maybe weird to add in.
Yeah,
But I don't know
that'd
if,
be weird.
yeah, like all the God Reduction, I don't feel like their story, at least as far as I can remember for quests, are in a good spot where you're like, I've really explored this god, and now I get its prayers.
Yeah, I think I was basing it just on difficulty.
Yeah, I was basing it on lore and a little
Yeah.
bit difficulty.
Yeah, same. I was mainly basing it on difficulty, but also some lore. That being said, Saren's the only clear one.
Yeah,
Definitely,
Saren's done.
definitely none of the other ones.
Not Zeros, which literally we just got an X in.
Yeah, none of the other ones are even close, honestly.
Yeah.
Um.
Guthix will be after when Guthix Rest or whatever it's called.
Well, yeah.
I keep forgetting what it's called. I'm excited for that. That's
Yeah.
why they didn't even put that in this question.
It's while Gothic sleeps.
While Guthix sleeps.
Yeah,
I
no-
keep saying my rest. Oh, it's because of the Guthix Rest
Yeah,
podcast.
because it's a drink in the
Oh,
game.
and it's a podcast. Shout out. They were on our podcast before.
Yeah.
I was on theirs before.
Yeah, true.
I forgot. I never listened to it because I'm like, I don't need to hear myself.
Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I'm sure if I thought about it, there'd be other quests that come close, but
Yeah, I can't remember any other God storylines. I feel like there's some spicy Zamrock ones, but none that felt like the end of an era for Zamrock quests.
yeah, there should be like a Vorkath god.
What would Vorkath even relate to? Is there a god in Fremennik? Is that what V is? I'm genuinely asking.
No, yeah.
Because isn't that shield that you get, like, that you use on the basilisk, the mirror one, isn't that like a V on it? Like it's called V shield?
Yeah.
So is that the god?
Yeah.
So that's the Fremennik god.
Yes,
Well, why did
dude.
you say yes in the first place? I thought I was having an epiphany. V is the Vorkath god. I almost said Vorak.
Or at least I think so. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really study the fake gods in this game.
I do all the time. What do you think the rites of balance should focus on? These prayers will align you, as a reminder, with Guthix, the god of balance, and you may select multiple answers here. So, offense, defense, support, well, that'd be like healing and buffing allies. Utility, like debuffing or tanking enemies. Melee, ranged, mage, gathering skills, production skills, utility skills, to be used on another player, to be used on teammates, other players, and to be used against enemies. This is a lot.
Yeah, I don't know.
I honestly didn't
Everything.
really know. So I think I put like some utility. I think I also put support, because support would be kind of interesting as a prayer. Like maybe you pray for your friend to support them. I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't
And
know if it would be used much.
the reason I don't like those is because I
They
don't
don't use it for
want the
alts.
advent of aura bots being a thing in this game.
That's true.
They're like,
It's always there praying for them.
dude, this has been a thing in so many other
That's so true. I did not think. I don't think of alts because I don't use an alt.
Yeah, so like this is a big thing in Path of Exile where it's like one character just like has every aura and they're literally called aura bots and they just follow you around so you don't die. And
That's
then you build one
weird.
character that like has infinite damage.
Yeah, that's kind of weird.
Or
If it did it, it would have to be very careful so people wouldn't just do that.
yeah, exactly. Like it's yeah, it's definitely not it's cool, but it's just so easily abused.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
Yeah. Also, this used to be a really big thing in MapleStory, where like you would have it was actually really annoying though because they tied it to your computer, so you had to have two different computers with two different accounts.
Worth it.
But like it would pretty much double how much money you'd make per hour, so you had to do it
Oh
if you
my
played a lot.
god.
But yeah, so stuff like that, like people go to extents
Okay.
if they're allowed to.
Less so than that. But what do you think? Do you have any preferences? Honestly, there's just so many options, and I personally just don't even know where to begin.
I think it
I have no
should.
idea. But utility, I want involved for sure.
Yeah, I think it should still be kind of a general balance of all of them, regardless of the god, even though this is the
Yes.
god of balance.
Particularly for the God of Balance, though.
But so I think it should like maybe, like I said, maybe offense, maybe some defense, maybe utility, maybe gathering or production, stuff like that. But I think specifically for the god of balance, you could take something like I think this was in the ruinous powers because the god of balance. I think like maybe they should add a spell that increases the attack of all your skills by like 30% or something like that.
Oh.
I think they had that. Like it was the very last skill you got in ruinous powers. I think it required like 90 prayer.
There's
And
some crazy ones at the
I
end.
think it gave all of your accuracies plus 40%.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
I want Protect from Bread.
Protect from bread. There you
The
go.
one that makes your eating delay better or something.
Yeah.
I just like the prayer icon.
I think it was really good. I just never used it.
I use it actually all the time whenever I was bossing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found use from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is it for the survey. I actually thought this was a pretty good survey. They asked like a lot of important question. I like that you do multiple answers. They reminded me of gods I didn't even know existed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I feel pretty cool about that, but the poll is out, so go vote on it. I don't think that they said when it's gonna be done, so
Yeah, I
the
don't think
sooner
so.
the better in case it ends before you can.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything else. That's pretty much it for the Defender of Varrock and stuff like that. And Varlamore.
That's it for the updates at all, actually.
Yeah, they did update the Winter Summit blog, but I looked through it and couldn't find what they updated.
I don't think they did. I think they just moved it so it's the top of the page.
Yeah,
In
maybe.
general, so people could see everything
Like
easily.
I got the notification on my
Oh, you know
Discord that it had been
I think it
updated.
says the poll results. That
Does
could
it?
be it.
Yeah, it might
Scroll to
be.
the bottom.
I'm scrolling.
I'm just doing it slowly. I just need to go
Okay.
to the side and.
No.
Did I tell you guys I applied for a job at Jagex and I'm gonna fix it all?
Yep, there.
I
There
actually
you
did
go.
apply for a job. They don't even have the poll results.
Yeah.
It was not updated. They lied to you.
I don't know. Yeah, it
It
said it
says,
was
it
updated.
says January 20th on the blog still, so I don't know.
It's
Whatever.
weird. either way, that's going to be it for this week as far as updates go.
Which
Overall,
everything in the poll did pass.
yeah, everything
Yeah.
passed. Yeah. But I think it was a pretty good week of updates.
It seems like we're getting back to normal, back in like the normal swing of things. So I'm really happy about that.
Yeah, back in the New York groove, as they say.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
Cool.
that's it.
Yeah, we can
We
move
can
into
move
the
on to the questions, right?
yes. So starting out with some RuneScape questions, first from Matt over on Discord. Should OSRS release special gold, silver, and bronze capes only available to the number 1, 2, and 3 total level players in the game? These are purely fashionscape items, but also like a skill cape, they'll have a special moat, and this could, for example, be a player lifting and holding a massive trophy over their head in their respective colors for their capes. Um, I'm not opposed to this. I think that it would be cool for people who are like the top 3 in their skill or something to get it. I don't know if it'd be the top 3 over time because like I don't even they've people have had their 200 mils for long enough that I'm like, I don't even know if these people still play.
Yeah.
Yeah. But maybe like, people in the high scores like top 3. I don't know about the emote, but just like a cool little thing to like flex. I'm not opposed to.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might make grinding stuff like more likable for people, but at the same time a lot of it's or maybe even all of it is already set in stone. So,
Yeah.
no competing for it anymore.
Yeah, for sure.
What do you think?
Yeah, I think they could do something cool based around this, and I like the idea of it.
High score flex.
Yeah. They actually do something very similar to this in Black Desert Online. So, for instance, it'll show who has the most experience in any particular skill. Skilling is really big in Black Desert, where like
Mm-hmm.
if you are a trader and that's all you do, you'll be like Guru 35, and they'll actually put a symbol above your head, and it'll be known to the people on the server that you are the highest level of that profession
That's
in the
cool.
server at the time until
Mm-hmm.
you log off, then whoever else
Yeah,
gets it.
that's kind of nice.
It's kind of cool. It's kind of like a flex, if you see someone riding around on a cart and they have like a golden horse above their head, it's like, oh, this person does this all day, clearly.
I would even think maybe instead of like giving trophies, it could be something that you could put. I don't know if this would be too extra to put next to their name. Like we have someone that hangs on my stream that's number 1 ranked mole. Like what if you right clicked them and it just showed like the mole but gold?
Yeah.
I don't know if that's too extra.
I think,
But like it's something that I didn't know until someone was like, they're number 1 ranked mole, right? And I was like, what? And then I looked them up and was like, oh,
yeah.
okay.
I think it would be cool to have something like that.
So people don't have to look you up.
Yeah, but like
Eileen would love it.
maybe
Eileen's our hardcore.
it could
who
be
has a lot
per
on.
boss. I mean, there's a lot of people that play the game, so it could be
Yeah.
per boss, it could be per skill, and then I think
There's some really good
maybe
beats though.
I think it would be cool as a like potentially as like because this is all for flex, right?
Yeah.
So I think it'd potentially be cool as like the first ever titles in the game.
Ooh.
Like if you're like number 1 gargoyles or something like that, you'll have like a gold gargoyle smasher above your name.
That'd be kind of cute.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be like, oh, that's like if someone is like destroyer of whatever, you'd be like, oh, this dude's a savage.
Yeah.
Like they spend however much time at Hydra or whatever it is.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking the name thing because it'd be similar like J mods. Like you just see them typing, you're like, oh, okay.
Yeah. I feel like whatever it is, it would have to be something that
Subtle.
you're not sacrificing power to flex, and something that is very obviously at a glance a
Hmm.
flex.
Yeah, I think I don't know that the cape would work because
Yeah, that's why I said that,
some
because
people
it's like
also just don't want more items.
yeah,
I
that,
like
or
items
it's
though.
like you probably just like the look of a different cape more, if anything.
Exactly.
But yeah, I think that's cool. I think
Some
flexes are
reason out of
cool.
it.
Yeah.
Because like yeah, our friend Witch Eileen, shout out Witch Eileen. She also is like at least top 50 in I think every skill for hardcores. So I'm sure she would love working towards stuff like that. I think at one point she was number 5 for smithing.
Yeah.
So just
But the thing
cool
is, like,
things.
I don't know. I think you would have to have, beyond 200 mil for this to actually work, because there's so many people with 200 mil
That's what I
already.
wasn't feeling at first because everything's already set in stone for the top 3.
Yeah.
And these are people that might have done it years ago and don't play the game anymore.
I think potentially this could work if it was the person that got the most amount of experience in that skill during that login session.
It would have to be login session, you think?
Yeah, because at that point it's like,
I mean, that's something they keep track of on the Wise Old Man tracker. Like, Eileen has shown me before that you could, like, see, like, who online today in the last 24 hours had the most efficient hours played.
yeah.
I
So
think
like
this is a thing you could do.
something like that, because then, it's guaranteed to only last for 6 hours. And also it's like, if you are like blasting out like a ton of
It
crafting,
could motivate skilling.
like a bunch of like dragon bodies, then all of a sudden, because the other person logged out, you get a thing above your head that says the craftsman. Like that'd be kind of
Yeah.
cool.
I don't know if I'd want it over their head, but I think in general it would be cool to have like a little flex thing like that. Just so it would also motivate people to like work on stuff like skilling. I don't know if the boss, I want something like the boss, but I don't know if the boss would work because there's a lot of bots in the top ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes it trickier,
Yeah.
a little less exciting.
Also, I kind of care less about bosses, so I don't know.
I'm, by the way, ranked 300 and something at Scurrius now, which is
Wow.
weird.
You were ranked for another boss, right?
It was Chaos Ellie 700 and something.
Yeah.
And then Hesporia's 1,000.
Yeah, either way, I think this is a cool idea. I just don't know
Yeah.
how to
It
implement it.
needs some fine tuning.
It could be like over the last 24 hours or, whatever.
Yeah, but not all time.
No, definitely. Because that's just not possible unless it goes above 200 mil.
True. Next is from Hariger on Discord. Thoughts on an OSRS site recycling program. So basically what would happen is that in certain skills like smithing, construction, crafting, fletching, etc., you could dismantle something into parts and reuse the parts for other things. Not all the components that went into making something are salvageable. For example, if a marble staircase requires 5 mahogany planks and 5 marble blocks, maybe you'll only get 3 each of those back to salvage. The higher your experience in the skill, the higher likelihood you will get more components back, but each time there is still a chance you'll get 0 to 60% back. Note that I said experience. This is the first time experience over level 99 will contribute to effectiveness in skilling. So people like level 200 mil are just going crazy.
Yeah, I guess so.
I don't dislike this because the way it is now, like construction, you are building, unbuilding over and over and over again, and it is such a waste of resources and money. I don't know if it'd make it too good though. But
yeah.
I think thematically it makes sense for stuff. Like if you have a table and you take apart the table, you have some stuff left, like back.
Yeah.
Presumably.
Sure. I honestly think they've essentially already done this in the game.
Yeah.
And I think it was very successful. They just need to carry it over to other skills, and I'm talking about Giant's Foundry because that's essentially what they did, like if you made, 1,000 plate bodies, which is not unusual,
usually you do nothing.
You're like, all right, cool, I guess I just have to high alch 1,000 plate bodies.
Or drop them.
But now you can very efficiently take them over to Giant's Foundry and actually get a lot of XP and cash while doing it.
I like that too, because then it's not the direct product. It's being used to start something new.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, no, I think that's actually a great idea. That makes me more appreciative of Giant's Foundry, you saying it like that.
Yeah, so I think that's really cool. I really like Giant's Foundry a lot.
Yeah.
So I think if they did something like that for construction, because I mean, construction's a really fast skill, but one, it's a Bible, which is always boring, and
it's not herbal.
Really monotonous. So if you can make it less monotonous, like all the Bible skills are really monotonous. Like you can buy, smithing, but that's, sitting at the blast furnace for 1,000,000 hours with a bunch of gold is pretty boring. So
At least it's not as boring as herbal.
yeah, I guess you're just bank standing, but yeah.
Bank standing skills.
So I think that's a really good idea. If they could implement that for skills like that, that'd be cool.
Yeah.
I don't know about the honestly, I don't really care too much about the XP part, just because if you have 200 mil in a skill, one, you probably should get rewarded for that, and two, there's probably way better ways of making gold than whatever this is.
You get extra stuff back. I think it's if you're the kind of person who wants to have extremely high level. One of our mods al fresco is at 69.6969 million right now in cooking, just cuz they're going to go to 200 mil, but they're stopping here for a while. So some people like it just as they go.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. Harger did actually have opinions on this as well. So I definitely sense strong opposition to this idea because it will mess up the economy a lot. Imagine being able to train construction and not waste money every time you build and destroy something. At the same time, the idea kind of makes sense logically because even in older days, you could melt armor and reuse it or take apart furniture to make new furniture, etc.
Yeah.
Which is, kind of what we said. Sorry, I forgot to read that part at first, but Basically what we were saying too.
Yeah, I think so. I think honestly, you could just. I don't know how to remedy that, but I feel like there's a pretty simple remedy if I just thought about it for a little bit
I
for
like
the
the
whole gold thing.
I like the getting some stuff back thing a lot. Yeah, I just don't know how it would work if planks would become like a lot cheaper or something.
Yeah, I don't. I mean,
But it
planks
makes
are
sense.
such a headache to get, anyways. But
And they just have one time use and you never get them back.
yeah, I don't
It's
know.
weird.
Yeah, maybe it's like, yeah, I don't really know off the top of my head, but I
That's
feel
okay.
like you could. I was gonna say the easiest, way to get around this would be just to make the ways to get planks more expensive then, but obviously that's probably not what people would want.
Yeah, I don't know. I would like to see official developers' opinions on this because I know that they could obviously think of a way to make it cool.
Yeah,
And I think in the general idea of it is a good idea and makes sense.
sure.
Yeah. Ivor had a little idea there too, saying you can get a 2 gold rebate at the GE for every vial you save instead of smashing it on the ground like an animal.
True.
I love smashing vials.
Yeah, or you could just pick up burnt food.
Wait, actually, I have a bunch of burnt food from whenever I got 99 cooking because I keep waiting to see till someone says buying burnt food because I'm cheap and want
Hey, you just
money.
go to this. There's like channels for that.
Oh, yeah, I'm not that serious about it
Yeah,
though.
yeah.
I've probably wasted over 20 mil so far on Scurrius. God, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Anyway, Matt also had one in real life question for us. Do you have any clothing you wear to celebrate an achievement, like running a marathon, winning a science competition, etc.? I like to wear my band shirt with my band logo on it because people sometimes ask what it is, and it's free marketing when I explain. I love that reason, by the way.
Okay.
That was like me with my old podcast. I would like wear this shirt and be like, anyone want to ask what this means? People didn't.
Nope. Nope. Not even a little bit.
Not like a special achievement, but I do have one dress that I really like wearing on special occasions. It's like a black floral dress and it has like little like gold parts on it. And I just recently I like wore it. I was like, why do I only wear this dress on like me or yours birthday? Like I could just wear this if I want. But it's my favorite dress and it just makes me feel so cute when I wear it and I feel like it's my little special dress.
Yeah.
So that's it.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
I don't have anything. I
You
don't.
have your comfort hat.
I have no sentiments towards any of my clothing, so I don't really tie anything to that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought it was funny today. So Robert, he never wears a hat on here because it wouldn't work recording. Sometimes
True.
Robert wears a hat. He wears a hat frequently.
Often, yeah.
Yeah. I love his hair, so it upsets me. But he wore a hat today because it was raining, and I thought it was funny because like show them your hair, you could see it's kind of like he like styles his hair every day, you know, looking nice. And you wore a hat, and one of your coworkers called you out on it.
Well, both of them they said I look a lot different with a hat.
Yeah, and we were discussing it. I was like, you don't look like country, but like without the hat on, you look fancy. And he was like, and with the hat on, I look fancy. And I thought that was really funny, and I wanted to share it.
Well, I mean, that's just it's funny because that's exactly how like I dress exactly how a like a farmer would dress
But
if they were
because of your
trying to
hair,
look fancy.
yeah, because of your hair, it makes it look not farmer, but more like cool guy. But then you put on the hat, and you're like, oh, fancy.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's kind of funny.
Because if you ever like
You're wearing flannels all the time.
if you've never known a farmer or someone that works with their hands, when they dress fancy, it's just a plaid shirt like I'm wearing now, tucked in to jeans with boots, which is exactly what I was wearing today.
Yeah.
And that's just often what I wear, but usually not with a hat.
The hat makes all the difference. The hat's what makes it country.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, it just looks like a nice flannel.
And I had told him I
I
was
thought
like,
it was really funny though.
this is a special hat, and I had to think about it, but I've had that hat for like 10 years.
Yeah. So you do have a little bit of a sentimental thing for your hat, or is it comfort more?
It's just like it's like that thing that you put on and you're like, oh, like a nice pair of jeans, that like your favorite pair of jeans, you're like, oh, this is clearly just the
This
best.
is it.
Yeah, but that's
That's him and his little hat.
as far as it goes. It's reliable and it fits well.
Cool. That is it for our questions this week, though.
That is it for the questions. Anyways, though, hopefully you all enjoyed this episode. Let us know if you have by shouting us out on any of our socials.
Okay. So our socials, our Twitter and TikTok are Bunebapeosrs. Our Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch are just Bunebape. I stream 5 days a week at twitch.tv/Bunebape. And a reminder, if you are listening to this the day it comes out, I am having a special stream February 2nd at 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and I'm going to be painted green, looking like Xanac, and we're going to be sending mass chain bees. So please come stop by because I'm going to feel weird if no one's doing chain bees with me and I'm green.
Ew.
Ew. It's fine. I'm just a goblin.
Gross. Anyways, thanks again for listening. We really hope you all enjoyed it, and we'll see you all.
Very soon. Bye-bye.
Bye. This is Bober. Hello. This is Bober.
Good. Lower yourself. What?